If you want to become far more influential, you've got to become a keen observer of how power and influence is working in your organisation. That means you need to understand what power is and what the key individuals in your organisation are using in order to become influential, because power is the capacity to influence. And there are many sources of power which you can check out in the resources below, but these include people's credibility, their position within the organisation or within any group of people. So that may be that they're chief this, that or the other, or it may be that they're the spokesperson for a particular group of individuals. It may be their agenda and what they're proposing to get the organisation to do to solve its problems might give them an awful lot of influence at this moment in time. But whatever it is, you need to understand it, because it will make a tremendous difference in terms of how you then start to engage with them. And power works and is working because of a number of core principles. The first being that wherever there is a source of power, be it money, resource, or status within the organisation, there are going to be repercussions and consequences. The chief exec only needs to arrive for people to be influenced by her. That is going to happen regardless of what they actually say or do. People are going to start to modify their approach. Why? Because of principle number 2, because all of us have an agenda and we're all trying to calculate what to do for the best, and that's an honest intent. We want a best outcome for us, and when we meet a powerful person, we're starting to calculate, okay, what do I need to do in order to advance or protect what it is I want to have happen here. The third principle is about supply and demand, because each of us has an agenda and we want something, and most people have got something. And if you've got something that I know will help me an awful lot, then that puts you in a very strong position, potentially a powerful position, to be able to influence me to do what you want them to do. Because I really need it to solve my problems and you've got it, and particularly if I can't get it anywhere else, that puts you in a very strong position. But you've got to be careful of principle number 4, because principle number 4 is about perception and reality. And a lot of people may fantasize about what makes me powerful, what connections I've got, who I could talk to, and that may be very far from reality. And the problem is that if there is a big distance between what people think you can do and what you can actually do, at some stage there is going to be a problem where you're not able to meet their expectations, that barter, that reciprocity. Or maybe they're going to realise that you were faking it, that you were pretending, and that's going to damage the level of trust that is there within the relationship. So always be careful about the difference between perception and reality, not only of you to the other outside world, but also of these other stakeholders and the way you're looking at them. And the final thing to notice about power is about how it actually gets used. Because if people have power and never use it, never exercise it, it will dwindle and die and it will not be useful. So it has to be put into action, preferably for good, for the good of the whole, but it does need to be used. Otherwise people won't respect it, won't recognise it, frankly, won't be influenced by it, and it will cease to become power. So look very carefully at the key people around the organisation, what makes them powerful, and how they're able to expedite that influence, because then you can start to get clear on what you need to do to become more influential in that environment.